In today's video, we're going old school. Hey, what's going on YouTube? Mr. Football here. I'm in a different location. We've recently been moving our house kind of around, and we've been in kind of a different, we've been in a different room, and we've been there for about a year now where we've strictly been filming all of our videos, at least on my channel. And it kind of just got to the point where we wanted to have more space in our office area just for me and my wife to both work and kind of in the same area, because the table that we were using for a lot of the videos, whether it was to keep our iMac on to do our editing, and then I always filmed over my computer with the tripod, and so that's what we set up in here. But we're still kind of in the process of getting everything ready for kind of our new, at least for me, a new filming area. We're still going to utilize that room, and you guys have seen that room in the past. It's kind of where we were probably there about maybe a year and a half ago. We were using that room a little bit more, kind of in the 2018 year. The topic of today's video is a little bit different, and it's not really football related, but it's more related about my channel, so I'm sorry if this isn't appealing to everybody, but we just kind of, I've been wanting to do kind of a video on the different cameras that I've used throughout my YouTube career. November, December of this year will be 10 years I've been on YouTube. So I started back in, 2010, and it's crazy that it's taken this long. It's kind of wild that I've been doing it for this amount of time, and I went through a lot of changes in that 10-year span. I started the channel back when I was in college. I was a freshman in college, and I, started up the UA Reviews channel, and that's kind of what led me into, where I am today. And so I've evolved over time. I've changed. I think the way that I've done videos has changed. I think the style, the way that I edit, the things that I do have all changed, and a lot of the big pieces behind the scenes was the cameras that I used. And I've used a lot, and I know a lot of YouTubers, have a lot of trial and error with their cameras. They try a lot of stuff. You do see some people that really get locked in on, one thing they use, and that's kind of how I've gotten to now. And you just really get used to what you're doing. And I would say, like, within the last year and a half, this has been kind of the best thing for me as far as my current setup goes. So I want to take you back to 2000. Essentially, I started using this camera about 2009, probably before, it was before the channel even started. We would film like our touch football games, and I would set this little camera up, and we would film them a little bit. And this is the original flip camera, the Flip Ultra. And then kind of when I started my channel, I took this and I started recording all of my videos on this flip camera. And so what the flip camera is the whole thing with the flip is you pull down this and it ejects the USB drive. And so this is what this camera was, I would say the first 5 years, at least the first 4 years of my channel, going into the 5th year, I was using this. And what was nice about it back then was I didn't have to have a fancy $200-300 editing software like I do now in Final Cut Pro X. I don't have to have that. I didn't have that back then. I didn't have that kind of money. So for me, it was always about, I wasn't fully bought into, selling out and getting all the best cameras and the best software to do video editing, and I think probably in the long run that hurt me, because I could have invested my money a little bit more, because I knew that I wanted to do this. I didn't know for how long I wanted to do this, but this camera really did get me through a lot of, I guess you'd say, not really struggles, but it allowed me to kind of start a YouTube channel from the ground up, and that's what this camera allowed me to do. The nice thing about it was you could, you know, like any other camcorder or anything, it allowed you to view and edit your, you know, videos right here in the camera. It takes AA batteries, and I can't even remember the last time I honestly turned this on. I just don't even know. I'm scared to open this to see what it looked like. I'm even having trouble just pulling this off. But the bottom line was the software that you bought with the camera came with a disc, and you uploaded that disc to your and you got the flip video software so you could edit videos. And the video editing was very rudimentary, and it was just like, it wasn't very good. And so I was like, the titles on my UA reviews videos, you've probably seen those, like super basic, super simple, not a whole lot of flash. Like the things that I have rolling into the video before you watch this, like, I mean, like, I didn't make that. My wife made that. And like, I don't know how to do all that. And so, like, you know, this camera, for the most part, took care of about half the channel as far as its existence. So I owe a lot to this camera. You know, I can't really remember the last thing I filmed with it. It'd be nice to turn it on and see actually what's on there. But yeah, that was the first camera I used. And in between that, I used my iPhone a little bit. My iPhone, I think I got this, I guess my sophomore year. This is the iPhone 4. And I bought the iPhone 4, and I did film a little bit of video with this. The video quality was way better on here than the flip share camera. And the only thing that was kind of difficult back then in that era of YouTube was, like, they really didn't support a whole lot of mobile uploading. There was only so much you could do on mobile. Now it's really easy to, you know, edit a video on my current iPhone on iMovie, just as an example, which they preload iMovie onto most iPhones and the iPads as well. And that was something that, you know, I always wanted because a lot of people used it, but I didn't have a Mac. I just had what I had. But, you know, I was able to upload some videos kind of in that college time with this little small iPhone 4. I then progressed a little bit later after I got out of college and I eventually got an iPhone 5. And the iPhone 5 was just a little bit better than the iPhone 4. And I think it's actually hilarious. Just like, and this has a box on it, so it's a little thicker, but just the comparison of how, it's unbelievable to me, like how small this phone is compared to my current iPhone. Like, it's unbelievable in size, which I have a 8 Plus phone. But just like the sheer difference makes up for it. But yeah, I mean, that got me through a lot as well, and that's kind of funny to sit here and hold this now. The iPhone 5 got me through. I think I had this going out of college, because I know I had the 6 before I had this phone, and this one was able to get me through, you know, doing some more things on YouTube. You know, editing vlogs, putting those together, filming most vlogs that I did do some vlogs with the flip share camera, but once I kind of figured out a newer, different way to, you know, kind of upload videos and do different things, I was able to, you know, go to the using the phone more often. Throughout that time, I also used various web cameras, whether it was a web camera on my computer, which was, you know, not very good in as far as quality. It just wasn't very good. You know, they're just not when they come up there. Something else that was kind of in between all of this change from going from camera to camera. This was an interesting one, but I did do maybe one video with this, and I found this at a TJ Maxx, ironically. But this is a Emerson. It's pretty much a GoPro ripoff. And I wanted to do like some like helmet shots, like on top of like kind of what they would do with the GoPro and stuff. Like I wanted to do some stuff with that, but never really got around to it. So this was something I did use, and it's got like a waterproof case on it. And honestly, it's not really gotten that much use at all. So that's just kind of one of the things that it's done. I always wanted to do like a body cam thing, and like, you know, film like a, you know, do some like actually play like a football game or something with it or something, and just be something different. But that was one. I had an iPhone 6. I ended up trading it in, but there's the box for it. And it got me through 3 years worth of vlogs and different things. But where it kind of all changed from there was in 2017. Me and my wife made an investment in a DSLR camera. We got the Canon T6, the Rebel T6 camera, and I'd always seen a lot of YouTubers using the DSLR cameras, and that was something that we really enjoyed for the time we had it. But ultimately, it was more, I mean, the camera was meant for taking photos, and when we would try to edit it never seemed to really sync up really well with what we wanted. The camera was really nice in quality, and I would say that camera is what, pretty much defined who I am now as far as Mr. Football, because in 2017 we made the change to the channel from UA Reviews to Mr. Football. So from that, it totally changed everything we were doing. In between all that time, we were still using different various webcams to film as well. My wife Amber, she had a Logitech. She had like a 720 kind of webcam, and then eventually, not long after, I got this one, and it was kind of one of the. It's a Logitech. It's a stream camera. A lot of gamers and so forth use this one. It's a really good live streaming camera. I would say I used that one for about a year in about 2018, and since then we got an iMac, and all I can say is that we got an original iMac. Came out in 2018. We got it in the year early last year of 2019, and I'll say that, like, I saved quite a bit of money to get one, and the ad revenue that I get on this channel definitely helped pay for that. So you guys that watch the channel so much and are subscribed, I mean, I always thank you guys for that. I mean, I ended up paying for it, but a lot of the money that I saved from getting ad revenue on the channel was able to go towards that computer, and so that's a huge help. And having that set up along with the camera that we currently use, it's changed everything. Final Cut Pro X allows us to give us what you guys are seeing right now, and it's created just a better overall viewing experience, in my opinion, for what we are as a channel. Some other things that at least my current setup as far as what I'm doing when I go out and film, whether that's when I'm on my own or we're out filming a vlog, for the most part we use either of our phones, whether it's my wife's phone or mine. She has the iPhone XR, I have the 8 Plus, and so we film with those. It syncs we airdrop our clips onto our iMac or her MacBook Pro, and we sync those videos on there through airdrop, and then we're able to edit them, and we're able to really publish out our videos a lot quick. So what I'm filming on right now is actually a 2017 iPad Pro, and so that one, for at least about the last couple of months, I've strictly just used my iPad Pro to film a lot of the videos that you guys are seeing. And so that's kind of one of the things that I set it up with to film, and doing a lot of good things with it. It's been a lot of fun to use. I've built up a pretty good way to make these videos now. I've kind of got a system that's working for me, working for the content, and ultimately I'm having a lot of good feedback from you guys as well. So I hope that was a fun look back at what all I've done. I know it was a really weird setting. You have Darth Vader, overlooking all of us. And I don't know, like, I'm still kind of working out there to get the, best experience we can have for our channel. I think it'll take a while for this transition to change a little bit, or it'll take a little bit for us to kind of get used to this. It'll be different for a while, and then eventually it'll just become normal. It'll become the new normal on our channel. And hopefully we don't change too much else, because eventually, you know, we're looking to get a house, and so everything else will change then. So it's just part of it. But I hope you guys liked this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you're notified on all of our uploads. Just want to say thank you guys as well. If you have additional questions, you can leave comments down below, or you can join our private Discord forum and post pictures of your football gear. Talk about anything. We have a coach's Zoom that we're doing every now and then, at least until the season starts, hopefully, fingers crossed. And then from that, we're just kind of doing our thing. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you next time. I'm Mr. Football, and I'm out of here.